world's superhero population has been infected with a virus which turned them into unpainted miniatures. Rob the board game miniature painter shall lay waste to that pile of gray shame.
Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Miniature Painter. Today we're painting Gamora from Marvel Zombies, both the zombie version and the hero version. The hero version was just given a white primer because I found her in the box later on, not realizing there was a version of her not zombified. And the zombie was given black, gray zenithal, white slapjob on it. And we're going to start off with Zombie Gamora because I had actually recorded this originally to do a single video. And then when I was putting back the other Guardians of the Galaxy back in the boxes and putting the cards away, I noticed I found the Gamora for the hero version. I don't know how I didn't notice it the first time, so I just primed her up in white and then put some paints on her and added her at the end of this video. So you're going to be seeing technically like a two-part video in one. And like I said, we're starting off with the zombie version here. And what I'm doing is I'm using some vivid green warpaints fanatic. So it's going to be a mix of warpaints fanatic and speed paints on these miniatures. This is going to give her this fluorescent kind of green skin to her, but don't worry, I will be using bony matter. Don't worry, I mean, you gotta look forward to that. Then we're using terrestrial titan for all the purple areas here. And let me tell you, these purple areas were not easy to figure out where they went and how they were. Even with the dry brushing of the white on, I was hoping to see some more of the lines. Even the regular Gamora, like you really, and I think I even missed some spots on this one after looking at both models next to each other. I think I forgot some purple on her chest here, but it was super annoying to try and figure out exactly what was purple. So I think even some of the boots I went a little too high on one of them. Anyways, you get the gist of it. You know that you're supposed to put like a purple here. Plus, this purple was much darker than I was expecting. It almost looks black or a very dark gray. It barely shows, covering up the zenithal and the dry brushing of white here. I don't actually know what, to be honest, I don't even think I did a dry brushing of white here. I think I just did the zenithal of gray on top of the black, and because I knew, well, I'm pretty sure, I don't even know anymore. I think I would suggest you do a dry brush of white before because you will be using speed paints. I'm coming in now with the matte white now to get the rest of the clothing that she has on her. Again, another tight area to work with, trying to figure out what was clothing, what was skin being ripped off. Normally I'm really impressed with the models. These ones, I don't know, I found like all the details were kind of mishmashed into each other and it wasn't perfect. It was a little off in my opinion, and I didn't know where to put what. Even when I was doing the skin at the beginning, it was hard to figure out, okay, is this part of the skin, is this part of her clothing? I don't know, they kind of missed this one a bit here. Then they come in with some charming chartreuse for the three, I think they're scrolls? Jeez, I can't remember anymore. Anyways, for their heads, 2 on the ground, 1 on her sword. No, I'm not going to put some blood on this. Come on, guys, this is Marvel Zombies. You don't have to put blood. You can if you want, but you don't have to. Next, we're using the bony matter. So here I'm covering up that vivid green that I used a while ago to give it more of a grimy zombie look to the skin, which I find does a good job. So look, bony matter works on almost any base coat, and to give you a nice zombie look to it, or a nice like fleshy look to whatever you're trying to do. Goddess glow just for the hilt of her sword there. Then we're coming in some grim black for her hair, and again the speed paint does a good job here. You know, you don't need to use just matte black, you can use that, because I find sometimes the highlights comes out, kind of gives it like a gray highlight to it. And then polished silver now for the blade. There's not much more to do to this miniature, it's just the blade here. And actually I realized after, I was like, oh, okay, her knee pads, her shoulder pads, and her belt and stuff, I'll put this in the silver as well, just to make it pop a little bit. But again, it was so hard to determine what was clothing, what was like armor, what wasn't armor, and so on and so forth. It was really interesting, this model. Alright, so we're done with the zombie. We're going to move on now to the hero phase. Or sorry, this is the zombie finish, but we're moving on to the hero one now. And don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hey, 80% of you watch these videos, don't subscribe. Come on, just support the channel in that way. If you don't want to join, which you can do as well. And also I want to, anyways, here we go. We're moving on with Forest Sprite. So we're using a different kind of paint this time. We're using the speed paint for her skin. And Forest Sprite is a nice, bright green color. Not too much though. And again, this is just matte white underneath. So super easy to work with. We're doing Moody Mauve. The difference is you're going to have a lot more brush control. Because if you go over, well, I mean, can touch it up with some matte white again after, which is fun. Again, I want to thank all my new supporters over on Patreon. Yes, they use the free version for a while to see what it's like, and if they like it, they can do like the other and stick around for a long time and help me support this crazy hobby of mine. So again, great big thank you to all of you. Don't forget to check out this December. You can save 25% on your first month of a Patreon subscription or a tier. So go take a look at that, all right? We're still working on the Moody Mauve here. Again, this was another one where I had to try and figure out what was purple, what wasn't. I'm looking at the artwork, trying to figure it all out. One of the boots I went too high on. At some point I'm looking at the arms. I'm like, okay, was no clear definition like on the artwork where there was actual lines where the purple would end and the white would end and all that. So you just got to go with your own gut and try and figure it out. I hope the video is good enough for you to see where I'm pointing this. And anyways, yeah, don't forget to comment also down below what you're working on, or if you enjoy my videos, what you think of my videos, if you think there's stuff that could be improved. I always want to hear that too. Go check out my new Facebook page as well. Got lots of followers there now. I get some new other stuff out. I give some tips on other paint jobs that I don't necessarily make videos on. So go take a look at that and follow that as well. Yeah, so we're doing the Grim Black again. Here we came back for the hair as well, and there was nothing really much more with the Grim Black. And then I'm moving on now to the polished silver again, just for the blade. And I thought I did her, yeah, I forgot that I had to do that, but I ended up doing not the armor, but I ended up doing the armor with Gravelord Gray instead, which I guess I thought I did that with the original because it had been such a long time between the two that I forgot what I used. But I think this was kind of better, use the Gravelord Gray on this here, just to have a little differentiate. Well, I had to differentiate the two models again, just to have a little different, right? And the gun, I didn't want it to be silver, I didn't want it to be really poppy, so just the nice Gravelord Gray does a great job again. These speed paints are amazing. I love them over white, love them over a gray and white. They just do a great job of highlighting, and if you put enough paint on there, you'll get your contrast between your light and dark. As we're just finishing off here, Gamora, we're going to take a look at how she looks in a second here. There you have it, folks, all nicely painted. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Again, we're done with the Guardians of the Galaxy, completely finished now. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to slay the gray, and we'll see you all in the next one.